Okay, everyone. Good morning, everyone. I am Saba of the Average Sports Show podcast. And yes, I know it says Average Sports Show right now. We do have a new name, and I'm sticking with this one. Some of them we see on most of our platforms the correct way, but the new name is now Down with Sports. Yes, I have Down with Syndrome, and yes, we are down with sports. So this is Down with Sports Show and podcast, and yes, I am down with that. So let's get down right to it and let's get it going. We got a lot of sports today. Got a lot to cover. We do have anyway. We got a lot to cover. We got to talk about last night's aftermath of the Packers' loss, 10-7 at home against the reigning and defending champs. The reigning and defending champs. The reigning champs, the Philadelphia Eagles. So we got to dive right in. So let's do this right now. And of course, we're going to talk about college football. We're also do that as well. College hoops we got going on. Hockey's heating up. We got a lot to talk about, and we got a couple hours to do so. Of course, I would like to do this a little more than just 2 hours. I would like to do this for 3-4 hours with commercial breaks, but hey, I got another place I got to be, but I'd rather be doing this with you. I love doing this, and I love being with you, and then inviting you all to join me and watch me doing my show, my career. This is my career. So let's dive right in to let's do the quick review of the past week, and we'll talk about the Monday game, the aftermath of last night's game. So last week we had the Raiders lose 7-10. The Colts win in overtime 31-25 at home. We had the Jets win. Yeah, the Jets won again to the Browns 20-27 at home. The Texans win their game 38-29 also at home. The Dolphins win again, also winning to the Bills this time 30-13. May I say, could the Dolphins be on the rise? But I'm not sure how long this will last. We all know that Mike McDonald's coaching job is on the hot seat, and it's been on the hot seat for quite a while. So we can see how hot that seat is going to get, or if it's going to cool down at all. But I don't think it's going to cool down that much. But anyway, the Patriots do take on the Broncos and win that one 28-23 on the road. The Giants win their game at home 24-20 against the Giants. The Vikings lose at home 27-19. Panthers lose at home 7-17 to the Saints. Yes, Saints got to win. The Lions beat the Commanders at home on the road against the Commanders 44-24. 44-22, actually. And the Rams won their game against the Niners, and that was 42-26. The Chargers beat the Steelers, and Aaron Rodgers 25-10. And of course, last night the Green Bay Packers lost at home for the second time in a row, 10-7. Okay, let's break this particular one down because I am a Packers fan, but let's look at the box scores and see who did what. We know Jalen Hurts only had the one touchdown. He had 183 yards. He had a 7.0 average, and he was 15 for 26 in carries and attempts with a QBR of 42.0 and a 92.3 RTG. And like I said, there's not much to go on, but Barkley had 22 carries for 60 yards. Shipley had Holtz had the 5 for 27. Well, Shipley had 4 for 17 and 3 for 7 for Tank Bigsby. Yeah, and we all know that AJ Dillon did not play. We all know that Jamal Jay Alexander did not play and didn't even calm here for the game. So both were out. But anyway, Devontae Smith had that only touchdown. So and with the touchdown he had, it was 4 for 69 with 163 yards. And Shaquan Barkley had 3 carries for 41 yards, 13.7 average, and 40. Yeah, that's his average. Okay. Yes, there were committed kicking gear. And yes, there were several fumbles last night and Coughlin of the ball. Hurts only had one himself. Zach Bond, okay. Let's go to Jake Elliott. Was 1 for 1 in field goals and extra points as well with a 39, 100%. Let's look at the pack side. Because this is what is really not good for the Packers because Jordan Love is basically flat. He makes some good flashes like he always has done throughout the year, but we all know he's not worth his contract, and he's not playing up to his contract. And I won't be shocked if the Packers decide to go to another quarterback in a year, 1 to 2 years from now, because of the inconsistency of Jordan Love, because of him not playing up to the contract and not even playing remotely to a point that he could be at least average or let alone being mediocre. Because Jordan Love is just being Jordan Love. Josh Jacobs got the 1 touchdown. For that was 21 carries, 74 yards with a 3.5 average. But yes, Jordan Love really needs help. The Packers really need help on offense and on. They have a great defense. They have a great D. They have made some great plays last night. They did keep the game close with it being only a 7-point game throughout the entire game. With it being 7 to 10. Yes, even Bo Melton had 2 carries for 20 yards and an average of 14.0. Washington only had 2 carries and Wicks only had 4. Had 4, I believe is right. Same with Bo Melton. And Jacobs was 5. And of course, when Dobbs doing his thing with 1 and 5. But we know, of course, Dobbs did not play the entire game. He did get out. He was out for a while as well in the game. Yes, that game was pretty interesting, and I can say kind of like a flat root beer. Because even though it was only a 7-point game with a very low score of 7-10. And it was, in Green Bay, the 4th of Tundra. It was freezing. It was cold out there, for sure. We all know that. You all know how cold it was out there in Green Bay. And let's see here. I'm going to do the kicking again. Because we only had Manis was 0-1 in field goals. He only got the one extra point, and he was 0-1 for the field goal. They had a run at the end of the game to win it, and they put him in the fourth a kick to do a field goal to tie the game in fourth overtime. And of course, we know he did that wide, way as wide as a walrus. Actually, not as wide as a door frame or something. He just kept it wide. It was so wide. It was that wide. It was wide as the Grand Canyon's crack. And let's see, we had, and there's a lot of consistencies. And if you want more, if we talk more of this and more, even more detail, you should also, of course, right now we have on right now on ESPN Radio Madison. We got William Mark Tauscher. Earlier we had our Sportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Michelle Coleman, and Chris Canty. So if you want to watch that back, you can go back to the ESPN app as well as the ESPN Madison app as well. And of course, as well as David Chewy with Montreal, Dave Nigel, and of course, Jen Latta. We also, and of course, later on, tomorrow, for sure, we're with Mr. Relevant with Alex Strove. And of course, later on today, we're KBN with Brad Notman, Kyle Brad Notman, and Bill Rust. And then, of course, after that, at 4 o'clock, when we drop the Madison location, once they drop in Madison, at 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock, you got Jim Manamali. And of course, when they also do that same drop and Beaver Dam, you got the Dam Sports Show with Wally. So yes, that is that. Okay, let's do the preview of the college game, and I will talk more in depth on the Louisville fiasco. But before I go on to the college football, I do need to have a prime. You know how to run a prime. Oh yeah, I should probably get all the Michigan, all the flavors at wherever you get your prime, as well as your prime hydrogens and your prime energens as well. Oh, these are good. Anyway, and of course your associates as well. Okay, Jordan Love. Like I said, he's not playing up to his contract at all. And yet he's getting over $53 million to play the way he's playing. I believe, now I can say this for a fact, that Jordan Love and the Green Bay the Packers are kicking themselves in the ass right now because Jordan Love is not playing the way he did a couple of years ago, going into the back nine of the NFL season. Just a couple of years ago, he had a really bad front line, but then he really put it on and really gave it, really got good at the second half. All right, this year, he's not doing it. It's getting worse, and I think it's getting worse than that. Yeah, he does show that he can be good, but he has a lot of inconsistencies going in his play. He still throws picks. It says in his number that he did not throw one, but he did cough out the ball several times with fumbles. Even that little jackknife play, kind of like a hoop shot type of. Because that one was a weird one to me. Just watching that, even my friend Jimmy and I were watching that last night when I saw that play. And yes, we need to do better in the red zone as well. Because yes, we had the one and only scored last night. And yes, we do play again this Sunday with a short rest. So with that, we're going to take a short pause there and go into a little. Let's do a quick hockey rundown of the NHL. And we got games on tonight. We got the Maple Leafs taking on the Bruins on HBO Max, on simulcast on HBO Max, True TV, and TNT at 6 o'clock. On ESPN Plus, you got at 6 o'clock, we got the Canadiens taking on the Kings. At home, we got the Senators taking on the Stars at home at 6 o'clock on ESPN Plus as well as the Cowboys and the Hurricanes. Colts at the Hurricanes, and then the Flames at the Blues of St. Louis. You got the Sharks taking on the Wild at 7, and that's on Hulu as well as ESPN Plus. The Ducks of Anaheim will take on Avalanche. Also with the summer catch with the True TV, TNT, HBO Max as well. Jacks and the Cranks with the Senators on ESPN Plus. And also on ESPN Plus, and that one's at 9, and Ducks are at 3. Blue Jackets at 9 against the Cranks on ESPN Plus as well. There is your ESPN rundown. And yes, I was I'm working on a special segment I should put it on the paper. And I have one segment I want to mention that I'm working on, and it's called the Bama Blitz. That segment is going to be all about Alabama, for all everything's Alabama sports. Okay, now, yeah, we all know John Cena is getting. We are in November and getting close to December, and we know John Cena has been doing his farewell tour, and he won this Intercontinental title last night against $30 Mysterio. So congratulations on that, Johnny. And yes, if you didn't see the Alabama game this past weekend against LSU, yes, the manager of the Super Bowl, the World Series champs, the Los Angeles Dodgers, the manager was at the game because he and the boy are good buds. But we're going to get back into it. We got to do the NBA. You do have games on tonight, and yes, you do have the games with the Rainbow Rock on NBC and Peacock. We're going to do the games, the other games first, and I will go to those games after that right away. Raptors will take on the Knicks at 6:30. The Knicks will take on the Grizzlies at home, also at 6:30. We got the Warriors at Thunder at 7. Pacers at the Jazz at 8 o'clock. And then we have, we got 2 games later. And these are the 2 games that will be on with the Rainbow Rock on NBC and Peacock. We got the Nuggets at the Kings on NBC and Peacock at 10 p.m. for the late night game. And for the early game, we got the Celtics and the Sixers in Philly. And that's the 7 o'clock game on NBC and Peacock as well. Can the 76ers win this one just 24 hours after the Eagles winning? I would like to see that. See that the momentum from football to shift to the hardwood in the NBA. And on the ice for hockey, but I don't think the Penguins are playing. But anyway, let's get back into it. We got men's and women's hoops going on. The ladies hoops, we have 3 games. One on ACC Extra, the other 2 on ESPN Plus and ESPN 2. Men will take on North Carolina State at 6 p.m. At 5, you got South Carolina taking on Clemson at home. That's the one on ESPN 2, and then one on ESPN Plus. You got Prairie View taking Oklahoma State, and that's actually starting in 20 minutes. Men's hoops tonight, we have got a couple of good games here. All right, we'll show you the bottom here. We've got Creighton taking on Gonzaga at 9 o'clock tonight. BYU will take on Delaware tonight at 8 o'clock on CBS SN. There's a difference from CBS SN. I know that because I got a friend of mine, Matthew Hamilton, and his sister Becca Hamilton. They both are USA Colon And I do want to wish Matt and Becca good luck in the Winter Olympic trials. They're getting ready for the Olympic Games for next year for the Winter Olympics. So I want to wish my boy Matthew Hamilton and his sister Becca Hamilton a good luck in the Winter Olympic trials. And goes Team Peterson and Team Schuster. We also have North Arizona taking on Arizona. This is on ESPN Plus. And that game will be an 8 o'clock game. We got Texas Tech taking on Illinois on FS1 at 7:30. At 7 o'clock on ESPN Plus, we got Texas A&M CC taking on Kansas. Wolf Forward taking on Auburn. And yes, we know this is actually I believe it's the first or second season of the newest head coach since their recent head coach retired. RuPaul. Right. That game's on SEC Plus at 7. You also have Arkansas taking on Central Arkansas, 7 p.m. on SEC Plus. On ESPN, we got, this is a good one, at home taking on Kentucky at 7 on ESPN. On the ACC network, we got North Carolina taking on Redford. Florida State taking on Florida on SEC network at 6. Duke and Army going out on CBS SN. Wake Forest taking on Michigan on FS1 at 6:30. And, of course, we got the Wisconsin Badgers playing on the Big Ten Network at 7 o'clock at home against Boston at the Kohl Center. And that's the games we have for tonight in men's hoops. And I did the ladies already. Okay, let me see. Okay, let's do. We're going to the week 11 games. NFL. The NFL has a Jets and the Patriots on Thursday Night Football on Prime TV at 7:30. Packers will take on the New York Giants on the road, and let's see if they can actually rebound from the loss last night this Sunday against the Giants in New York. And that's a Fox game at noon. You got the Commanders and the Dolphins. Can the Commanders continue that game, continue their momentum, and win? And can they win this one in Madrid? That's what they play in Madrid. That is the Sunday morning game, 8:30 a.m. NFL Network and NFL Plus. We got the Bengals and the Steelers going at it on CBS. And yes, looks like Joe Burrow could be playing. Because, yes, he is back to practice, it looks like. So Joe Burrow, if Joe Burrow gets to the game, which I hope he does, we see a Joe Burrow going against Aaron Rodgers to a Pro Bowler versus a future Pro Bowler. Well, I think he's already been a Pro Bowler, but basically two Pro Bowlers going at it. We got the Chargers taking on the Jags on CBS at noon. The Bills and the Broncos same time as well, noon on CBS. On the Fox side, we got the Vikings taking on the Bears at home. Tennessee and Texans also at noon on Fox as well. We also got the Panthers and the Falcons at noon as well, also at noon on Fox, as well as the Seahawks and the Rams. And this is going to be a goal for sure. Seattle Rams. Both teams are coming into the game, the Sunday's game, with a 7-2 record. The Niners are coming in at a 3-5 game against the Cardinals on Fox. 3-5. Ravens and the Browns will go out on CBS at 3:25 on CBS. And, of course, the Monday game is the Cowboys taking on the Raiders on ABC, ESPN simulcast. And, of course, they'll give the main cast on ESPN to you. And next Sunday night, this coming Sunday night, The Detroit Lions taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Could this be a possible preview of the NFC Championship game? I can see that. I can definitely see that. Because I think this could be a preview of the NFC title championship game. Because yes, the Lions are doing well. The Eagles just got off a win. And of course, that game is on NBC and Peacock at 7:15, at 7:20. And yeah, make sure you have those vocal cords ready to sing. It's ready for Sunday night. You always love that iconic song. I always look forward to myself with that one, as long as with the college football song coming to you today. Anyway, we gotta get back to this. We've got a lot more to go on. But first, if you want to lose some weight and you want to, but if you want to get some facials, IV drops, whatnot. If you want to lose some weight, if you want to maybe get some facials, whatnot, make sure you go to Corbin World Health. That's Corbin World Health. You can go to Google search, Corbin World Health. And yes, it's a doctor recommended by Dr. Rodriguez, and his wife, Ashley Rodriguez. Make sure you check out Corbin World Health. Let me see. Mm-hmm. Okay, let me get some. Oh, I guess I do have breaking news. Done that. The Dallas Mavericks and owner Patrick Summit are expected to fire the general manager, Nico Harrison, at 10 p.m. today. So basically, it just got that boot already. And that's according to sources of ESPN. The Milwaukee Bucks forward Taurean Prince has submitted a herniated disc, basically, in his neck. So he's going to be out for quite some time. Significant amount of period of time as well. So I'll do more on that when I can. Isaiah Johnson of free agency waivers, sources tell ESPN, and that he had claimed that the Detroit has claimed him. So he is a Piston now. See, I got news from, well, this is not new. According to the NHL senior insider, yes. Oh, well, this is kind of old. But as 11 days ago, they're going to just see Blue Devils have a greater 2-year deal with the extension with their goalie Jacob Markstrom. But that's as of over a week ago. Jared Patterson with the MLB. We don't have much. I know MLB is not going on much, so I'll skip that one. We do need to talk about the fact about gambling. We know we had to deal with the NBA deal with the gambling. The NFL, I believe there was the extra stuff with that, with the mafia and whatnot. But yes, looks like there was some gambling in baseball with balls and strikes. I hope you all saw my post on X on that. If not, check it out on my social media, on my X platform. And yes, Ortiz was arrested in Boston earlier today, and this is of 2 days ago, which was this week Sunday, in a class. And Lou Orts have been indicted by the prosecutors in Brooklyn on a host of charges related to the scam of rigging bets on pitches through the MLB game. Yes, pitches, not games, not seasons, actual pitches. That's to me that is even a much a higher low for me, a really big low for me to hear that you're big gambling on pitches, not just games, but actual pitches in the game. This kind of reminds me of another time, of a similar situation. Yes, 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 you know where I'm going. 2017, the Houston Astros and the camera out of the outfield and the monitor and the dugout and the trash cans. That's right. Yeah, the 2017 Astros. You all know how that went. Okay, according to Pete Thermal, I got some news. As well as Adam Schefter. Let me get the Adam Schefter stuff first. And of course, I kind of put one on Al from that I got from Adam Schefter as well. And that Adam Schefter has reported that Joe Burrow will return to practice, but on a limited capacity. And we do have found out that after some testing for the last 2 weeks, 2 weeks ago, doctors had discovered that the Broncos linebacker Alex Singleton has testicular cancer. Luckily, they found that this out now versus later on in the year, later on, which could be more dangerous. Of course, there is cancer, so we all know how we hear the word cancer, how bad that is, and no matter what type of cancer it is, there's still a cancer, no matter what. But look, I think he's doing well right now. As of yesterday, the Giants have fired their head coach, and they got their other one, Mike Kedgriff, I think is how you see it. And yes, Brian Daboll has been fired from the Giants as well. And Mike, the offensive coordinator, Mike, is taking over for now. And of course, as of yesterday, the NFL has suspended the Commanders' defensive tackle Darian Payton for a game for the punch that you saw with the Lions wide receiver. Marlon Ray St. Brown. Okay, let's do some college. Way down. Pete Thermal, senior college Pete Thermal, Sports Insider. So these are a little bit old, but as of 3 days ago, the Oregon will be without leading wide receiver Deacon Moore for the day. He was injured in the practice. Also, the Oregon tight end as well. Most of these are several days old. You gotta update this stuff. But I do love this new ESPN app. If you don't have the new and improved ESPN app, make sure you download the ESPN app and make sure you update it. Wherever you get and sign up, you can use your TV provider or pay $29.99 a month or $299 per year. For all that. You got UFC going on. Let's see what else we got. All right, don't forget tonight we do have the next installment of the college football playoff selection committee selections. So let's go back to college football. Let's preview last week's games going into tonight, and then we'll go into this week's games. And yes, I can't believe it. We only got I think we got 3 weeks left in this week left in the college football season, in the regular season. But anyway, let's do it. USC wins at home 38-17. Miami beats Syracuse at home as well, 38-10. Auburn goes down to in overtime to Vanderbilt, 45-38. And with that, Auburn still has yet to win 2 more games just to be eligible for a bowl game. Because he had to win 6 games. And looking at Auburn's remaining schedule, they had to win the last 2 games. Next week, the 22nd. They're on the bye week this week, and then they get most of it next week, and then goes Alabama at home for the Iron Bowl. So yes, they had to win both games just to get eligible. So more likely, I know there will be most of it not a very good college. At least not good enough college to beat Auburn. So it will come down to the Iron Bowl. See if Auburn can get in to a bowl game and pull an upset, or will Alabama crush their dreams? More likely, Alabama will crush their dreams. And that game, the Saturday that's next week. Let me go back. That game for next week for Auburn is 11 o'clock, 11 a.m. game, 1 a.m. game on SEC Network. Not this week, but that's the following week since they're on the bye this week for Auburn. Okay, now let's get back to the rest of them. We have California and Louisville. And yes, California pulled up the upset in overtime as well. 29-26. Okay, let's do a little breakdown here within the box score. Okay, let's see. The quarterback passing was 30 for 47, 323 yards for an average of 6.9 with 2 touchdowns and a QBR of 84.4. And so is Jacob D. Jesus, 1.1 for 2, 27 yards, 113.5 average, and a QBR of 50.7 as well. Kendrick Rachel had 1 touchdown, 19 for 83 yards, 19 carries for 83 yards total. This one is not a good one. 4 carries for minus 15 yards. For Jamon, 2 for John, KS, I see KS because that's the initial. And for Louisville, the quarterback Miller Moses was 20 for 36 with 203 yards with an average of 5.3 and a QBR of 20.5. Okay, let's see. Yeah, the 2 touchdowns were done by Drake Watson, 8 carries for 19 yards, 2.4 average. And Miller Moses, 8 for minus 7 yards, and average of minus 0.9, and of course the 1 touchdown as well. Anyway, okay, now Virginia also got upset. We forced upset in Virginia, 16-9. Ouch. That has to hurt. For sure. All right, we'll take a commercial break. And we'll continue this on the other side.
It sounds like you have to get 100. Pass it.
Practical good.
Are you running live right now?
Yeah, and keep it down or over it. Okay, we're back, everybody. Okay, let's finish up where we were. We were talking about we were going over. We were doing the rundown of the past weekend's games of college football. Okay, we looked up at the Notre Dame won 49-10. Oregon beat Iowa in dramatic fashion, 18-16. BYU goes down on the road against Texas Tech, 29-7. Ole Miss, of course, beats Citadel, flanking the 40-0. Georgia takes down Mississippi State, 41-21. Missouri takes on Texas A&M, and A&M got the win. A&M still has yet to win, has yet to lose a game. Okay, Indiana beats Penn State on the road, 27-24. Of course, the Ohio State did their business against did their business 24-10 against Purdue. And the next two I want to talk about as well. First, I want to talk about the fact that Wisconsin did upset Washington at home, 13-10. That's right, they upsetted the Washington 13-10. And yes, they definitely did an extra jump around because of that win. But Damian Williams, Washington was training for 32 and passing 134 yards with a 42 average, on the one tutty and one interception, with a QB of 48.5. It's a whole lot to talk about, but if you want to talk more of this, more in depth, even more details, make sure you watch the Triple Alpha Report with Jim Rutledge and Pablo Iglesias every Thursday at 12:30. On the Dodgers side, Danny O'Neill, let's see. Sam West was 1 for 1 for 24 yards and 24 average, with 100% QNO basically. There's not much going here. Like I said, it was only 13-10. Not a whole lot went on. Though it was a W for the Badgers, which was ironic. And yes, Alabama did take out LSU at home. And yes, they got prevailed with a win, a 9-20 win for the Tide of Alabama. Yes, we're still on an undefeated streak since one loss in week 1 to Florida State. And yes, with that, let me get another sip here. And with that, Alabama improves to 8-1. And Florida and LSU is 5-4. LSU is getting close. Has 2 more games to win 1 to get eligible for Oregon. See who they have left. See they have 3 games to basically to win to get that 1 game. They got Arkansas this weekend, 1:45 on SEC Network, and then Western Kentucky at 6:45, also the SEC Network as well. But that's the following week. And then things will come out of that. So yes, they will get eligible for that, eligible for vote as well. Okay, week 12. Let's dive right on in. We're going to start off with 5 couple of good games we got on Friday night. 4-5, Clemson will take on the 7-2 Louisville Cardinals on Friday night at 6:30 p.m. on ESPN. Minnesota's coming in. That was a 6-3 record against the 8-1 Oregon. 8 o'clock on 8 o'clock. No, on 8 on Fox as well. We also have Alabama at home taking on Oklahoma. Alabama has the 6.5 points favorite according to ESPN Bet. And yes, you gotta be 21 years older and to gamble. And if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions do apply. The Badgers would take on Indiana on the road on Big Ten at 11 in the morning. And yes, it is a must win. You have to win out just to get eligible for a bowl game. You got to win this week, next, and this week against Indiana, next week against Illinois, and then the following week against Minnesota. They are doing all 3 games for bowl eligibility. But I'm not sure if that's going to happen, but we'll find out. I'm going to skip this one, talk about this one last. South Carolina will take on Texas A&M at 11 on ESPN. Pitt and Notre Dame will go at it at 11 a.m. on ABC, and both teams are coming into that game with a record of 7-2. Michigan takes on Northwestern 7-5 on Fox at 11 o'clock. Okay, Northwestern needs one more win just for eligibility. Let's see what they have left. After today's game, they got Minnesota and Illinois, so they got to win this week or the next 2 weeks after that, or Minnesota and Illinois to get that one win to be eligible for a bowl game. Okay, UFC will take on Texas Tech as well, also at 2:30. This is 2:30 on Fox as well. Can Texas Tech keep on going? They only got the one loss. But UCF, they need a win. They need to win 2 games for bowl eligibility, and they had to do that. And they have 3 games to do that in. Of course, this week with Texas Tech, next week with Oklahoma State, and then the final week against BYU as well. See, we got Virginia taking on Duke. 8-2 and 5-4 at 2:30 on ESPN2. Duke needs to win just one game left for Duke to be eligible for a bowl game. They have just 2 games to win the one they need to get bowl eligible. You got North Carolina and West Forest left after this week. Georgia Tech and Boston College on ACC Network at 2:30. And yes, we know Boston College is not doing so well, so they are not going to a bowl game, no matter if they win or not. But Georgia Tech is an 8-1 team themselves going into the game. North Carolina State will take on Miami of the U on ESPN at 2:30. USC will take on Iowa on Mitchell Nelt at 2:30. Of course, New Mexico State will take on Tennessee Volunteers 6-3, 3-6. On SEC Network at 3:15, you know that's going to be an easy victory for Tennessee. Rather be shocked if they get a blowout or maybe 3 points, 2 or 3. And of course, they have North Mexico has out of Tennessee. They got they have UTEP, and then New Mexico State to see in MTSU to win those few games. Those 3, they had to win out the last 3 games that they have. The remaining 3 games of the schedule to win out to get eligible for a bowl. Anyway, we got here we go. Okay, we got TCU taking on BYU Saturday night at 9:15 at ESPN. Mississippi State takes on Missouri on SEC Network at 6:45. UCLA would take on the Buckeyes of Ohio in the shoe. ABC at 6:30. Washington takes on Purdue at 6 o'clock on FS1. Okay, see. Let me see how many games Purdue has left. For eligibility, they only have 2, they need 4. And looking at this, they do not have enough. Even if they win the last 2 games for them, they will not be eligible. They're not going to get one for Purdue. Okay, the Utah Utes will take on the Baylor Bears at 6 o'clock on ESPN2. And this one is always a good one and a doozy for sure for me. I love this one. One of the best games of the year as well. They're like ESPN, 6 o'clock. Florida takes on Ole Miss Rebels on the road. You already know, in both Ole Miss going in there 9-1. Florida's going in there 3-6. Let's see how many games Florida has left to get bowl eligible. There we go. All right. Oh, yeah, Florida and Ole Miss will go out on ESPN at 6 o'clock. Florida has left to win 3. Well, they actually had to win out. They had to win this week and the following 2 weeks as well. So they got to beat Ole Miss this week, Tennessee next week, and Florida State the following week. And the final week of the season. Just for bowl eligibility for Florida. Tennessee takes on Ole Miss State, SEC Network at 3:15. USC and Iowa. Okay, this is a good one. Don't need to worry about that one. They both already got bowl eligibility. Said Miami as well. USC and North Carolina State. 2:30. Okay, the last one I want to talk about is my Dolphins team, the Longhorns of Texas, team on the Dogs of Georgia. That's right. That's an ABC game on at a 6:30 game on ABC. Yep, and they're favorite. Well, Florida and Georgia is favored by 4.5 wins. If you're better, like I said again, you got to be 21 years older to gamble, and of course. They have a gambling problem. Please call 100 Gamblers. 100 Gambler. Terms and conditions do apply. Once again. Okay, let's go to the Athletic. Let's see what I can get from the Athletic. Yes, I got a lot of sources that I gotta go through. Actually, we got stuff I gotta do on here. We gotta do little power rankings, everyone. That's right, we got power rankings we need to go over for the week. Starting with college football for week 11. Okay, let's do it. Ohio State. With the Ohio State University. Then at Texas A&M at 2. We got at 3. We have the Hoosiers of Indiana. You got the Tide at Alabama 4. Dogs at 5. They're moved up. But Texas moved up to 6. Ole Miss Rebels have moved up 1. Ole Miss at 7. The Ducks of Oregon up. Where they dropped actually? Oregon to 8. Notre Dame fighting Irish is at 9. BYU Cougars at 10. Longhorns at 11. Came them up to. Oklahoma Sooners at 12. 12-1. The Utes of Utah 13th. They moved up. The Commodores are coming back up. Vanderbilt at 14. 15, we got the Hurricanes of Miami. You got the Yellow Jackets taking at 16. 17, we got the Trojans of USC. We also moved up Michigan Wolverines at 18. 19, you got the Panthers of Pittsburgh. And I do want to make a note here. College game day this Saturday will be at Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania for the Pittsburgh game. With the hometown man himself, Pat McAfee. If you want to check him out, he's on right now on ESPN as well as YouTube as well. Trinity, we got the Cardinals of Louisville. We got the Cavaliers of Virginia at 21. Volunteers at Tennessee at 22. Iowa Hawkeyes at 23. North Texas Mean Green 24 and 25th. You got the Bearcats in Cincinnati. That ain't too shabby. Let's do the power rankings of the NFL. Okay. Let me try to get into the right one first. Here we go. Week 10 NFL week power rankings of week 10. Okay, we're starting with the Buffalo Bills at 6-2 after beating the Chiefs 28-21. Eagles, the bye week. Going to this week's game. Week 9. And see. Colts 7-2, down 1. Oh, actually, hold on. Let me pull up the correct one. Sorry, my bad. Okay, I'm just make sure. Okay. Let me just make sure I got the right one for me to give you all. Here we go. This should do it. I think this is the right one. Yeah, here we go. Now I got it right. All right, and number 1 was a 7-2 record after last night's win against the Packers 10-7. The Philadelphia Eagles are 1. Rams of LA 42 with a win over the Niners 42-6. Is the Los Angeles Rams. Colts are at 3 with their overtime wins against the Falcons. And yes, going on, quarterback MVP in the race, Jonathan Taylor, former Wisconsin Badger. New England Patriots at 8-2. And they have it on quarterback MVP candidate as well in Stephon Diggs. The Seahawks at 5, Seattle. And they have Jason Smith, Najee, for MVP. Detroit Lions have Amon Ray St. Brown. And of course, they are at 6. The Bills are at 7 after losing to the Dolphins. James Cook is their MVP candidate. Terry Smith for Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is at 8, at 6-3, 8-2. We got the Denver Broncos. That's a little low for me. Having an 8-2 record versus a 6-3 Tampa Bay. I would have switched the two, 9 and 8. Or flip 9, 8 to 9, and 9 to 8. Because of the way they are the record when it comes to the record. Chargers at 7-3 at 10. You got Chase at 11, which is pretty low. Because of course they were on the bye week. So let's see how they do this week. Green Bay's at 12. They dropped after losing last night to the Eagles. Niners at San Fran at 64. 13th. Bears at 14 as a 6-3 record. That's not bad. New York's going to look good finally. And first time in a long time. You got the Ravens 4-5 at 15th. Steelers with the 5-4 record. 16th, 17th. You got the Jaguars of Jacksonville 5-4 record. The Houston Texans at 4-5. The Carolina Panthers at 500 with 5-5. Minnesota Vikings at 20th with a 4-5 record. Cowboys with a 3-5-1 and 21. I don't blame them at all on that. Georgia, Arizona Cardinals are 6. 21, 22, 23, the Falcons of Atlanta. 24 goes to Cincinnati Bengals at 24. 3 and 6. It goes to 3-7 Commanders, Washington at 25. You got Dolphins at 26. 27th, you got the Saints. You got the Giants at 28, 29. You got the Jets. You got the Raiders at 31 and 32. You got the Titans. So, yes, make sure you do watch Sports Night tomorrow morning. I believe you got Adam Schedule, I think. Yeah, Thursday. So, yes, they have Adam Schedule coming out. I know Jim Giving Chewy has them out on these days, for sure. Excuse me for my yawns, everybody. Let's see. Okay, make sure I got everything covered here. Okay, let's see. We got. Yeah, we got. Looks like Caleb Reynolds is on the rise and Stafford is number 1. Really? And yes, we already. Looks like with the loss last night for the Packers, they're going to be again and 7th seed for the playoffs. I know there's still a lot of games to play left, but it looks like you're going to get the 7th seed again. And of course, we did have the passing of Marshawn Kneeland's death of a week ago. I'm going to head off here for a minute because I do want to have a moment here. If you ever have if you have a problem, get help. If you ever feel like killing yourself, go get help. If you feel like you cannot control yourself and want to commit suicide and kill yourself, yeah, we got a hotline you can call, right? You can call 811, I believe that's right. You can call your local police. You can call pretty much anybody you want so you don't follow through and commit suicide and kill yourself. Because this was a really bad loss for us. He was only 24 years old. He was just getting the start of his career, and that life has cut short at age of 24. All right, let's get stretched. Here we go. Oh, looks like Brian Kelly is filing a lawsuit against the LSU Tigers for his firing. I don't know why he would want to fire. He already got the boot. And I believe he already have paid them out as well. See. Okay, let's see. Okay, you know what? All right, we gotta talk about YouTube TV and ESPN because I know we all miss out on a lot of sports because of it. Because I tell you how YouTube TV. I know I'm one of them. I'm just looking at. I have Sling as well, and of course that new and improved and interactive ESPN now. As well, I got on my TV as well as the phone and my tablet as well. So if you don't have that app yet, please download that app and sign up with the $29.99, $24.99 whatever it is, and then $299 a month. Or a year for that as well. So yeah, make sure you do sign up for that. Of course, you have the Fox One deal as well. And we got a Heisman Trophy going on. The Heisman Trophy is seeing chances are coming alive. Oh, all right, thank you, Jimmy. The number was 988. So if you thanks, Jimmy, for giving me that correction. The number was 988. If you want to commit suicide or anything like that, please dial 988. That's 988. Thank you, Jimmy, for clarifying that for me, for my fans and listeners. Of course, see what else you got. Let's see what I can get from the Bleach Report. I know we got a lot of stuff coming out. Let me see what the Bleach Report gives me for the power rankings. It should be the same. Okay, Tennessee at 32. Cleveland at 31. Jets 30. Saints 29. Raiders 28. Dolphins 27. Basically the same things, but it's just going backwards. Me. Oh, looks like that's right. Nico Harrison was fired as the Mavs general manager a month after trading Luka, actually, to the Lakers. So yeah, what does him add to that trade? Talking about a blow to the face. Okay, he's me with the on yet again. I'm trying to stay awake here. But don't worry, I will get some lunch. I'll give myself some lunch and get going soon, and then we'll be back at this again. And oh yes, we gotta let me look at the NBA. Actually, what I'm thinking about this. Yes, we do have the NBA in season tournament going on. So let me pull this up right now and see how that is going. Okay, looks like the next set of games for the Cup will be next Friday. Will be Friday night. Lakers will take on the Pelicans at 7. Knicks is on the Heat at 6 on Friday on Prime. We got the Knicks against the Magic 6 as well. 6:30 got the Pistons taking on the Sixers. You got the Timberwolves taking on the Rockets at 7. Of course, the Bucks, Milwaukee Bucks, and Giannis and Kupo. And the Hornets at 7 o'clock as well. You got the Kings and Timberwolves also at 7. As well as the Clippers and the Mavericks also at 7 as well. And on Prime Video at 8, you got Friday night, you got the 8-2 Spurs taking on the 6-5 Warriors. Well, and that is the games for Friday night's games for the Cup, for the in-season tournament. Yes, we are covering 2 seasons in our in-season tournament. And it's doing well. Not just for the game itself, but also for revenue, concessions, merchandise, ticket sales, and of course, audience participation, and of course, the athletes as well. And I think this is a great move. And in fact, they should do the same thing, but for the ladies too, for the tournament as well. Let me know in the comments of this live, should there be an end season tournament for the WNBA? Give me a yes or no, and tell me why. Mm-hmm. Okay, we are almost done for the day, everyone. So we do wrap it up in just a minute. We do have the soccer quick. See about the Olympic Games. Yes, you got Olympic Games going on, getting ready. And we're going to find out soon. We're going to find out between February 11th and the 22nd who will be on the hockey team for USA and Canada. Predictions as well. We have. Sorry for all that stuff in the background. I do apologize for the coughing in the phone. I'm at a place that I should not be doing it only because of all the noise. But we are going to call it a day. Everyone, we are trying to tell noon. Normally a good noon, but we're going to call it a day. We have more to come later on. I will do my shorts. So make sure you do listen to Silent Sports Shorts. And of course, here on the Down with Sports Show and podcast. And of course, I will have more segments that I'll be coming up with, and I will let you know the names of those segments and what we're talking about. And again, I will have Evan Cohen coming on the Down with Sports Show soon. We're on the dates still. I'm waiting to hear back from Ashton. We're going to find that out, and I'll be doing that. during the Down with Sports show at the Everlight Solar Studios in one of our studios as well for the podcast. So until next Tuesday, let's have a great sports week. Got a lot of basketball, got a lot of college basketball, men's and women's. We got a lot of hockey as well, and of course college hockey as well. And until next time, and that's sports for tonight. Until then, have a great weekend, and I'll see you all next time. See you later. See you then. I'm going.